This is Richard, Find eBook Readers blog, and today I have the Nook Tablet and the Kindle Fire, and I'm just going to briefly look at some of the differences between them. First of all, on the left is the Nook Tablet. It's in appearance looks very similar to the Nook Color. It's the same size, everything's a little bit lighter in weight, and the bezel's a little bit different color, but otherwise it looks the same. On the right we have the Kindle Fire. Actually, I've got it upside down here because the power button is on the bottom here, and otherwise I'm going to be setting it on the power button. Is going to be going on and off, but the bezel on the bottom is actually a little bit wider than that on the top. Okay, it's both of them have a non-slip coating on the back. The Kindle Fire is more plain looking, whereas the Nook has more of a designer look. Personally, though, I don't think the Kindle Fire really looks bad. It just is more functional looking rather than having the designer looks of the Nook. And actually, I find the Kindle Fire to be more comfortable to hold in one hand, just because it's a little bit smaller. It's as you can see, the Nook is a little bit wider. It feels more like it should be held in two hands, although you can hold it in one hand, but the Kindle just is a little bit more comfortable to do that with for me. The Nook has 3 home screens, and it has the daily shelf down here. The daily shelf, anything new you buy or you use, any apps or anything, will appear on the daily shelf, and you can move them up here, pin them to the home screen so they're easier to get to, and you can stack titles on top of each other if that's what you want to do. Okay, the Kindle has a little bit different approach. You have this is a carousel, and basically the carousel shows everything that's in your archive at Amazon, and that includes everything from books, apps. There's a web page that I accessed recently. Basically anything that you've done recently, it will show up here. And you have these favorite shelves down here where you can move things down to the shelves so that you can easily access them. That's about all of the organizational tools that Kindle Fire has. With the Nook, you can make new categories in or new bookshelves in your library, so you can better organize your content. And unfortunately, you cannot do that with the Kindle. These are the libraries. Again, all my archived books are here. And you can also view just what's actually downloaded to the device. Just click the little button up there. You can sort by author, by recent, and by title on both devices. I don't have quite as many books on my Nook here. And you can also look at your magazines, newspapers, apps. To do that on the Kindle, I have to go back to the home page there. Okay, these are the apps that are currently on my device. You can also see what's in the cloud, which these are all apps I've bought at the App Store from Amazon, but they're not all installed on this on the Fire. These are the stores, Kindle Store and the Nook Store, and they're both arranged quite well, easy to find new titles and to discover books. One thing I don't like about the Fire is that for some reason you cannot when you're shopping from the Fire, you cannot add a Kindle book to your wish list, which you can do that from the e-ink Kindle, so I'm not sure why Amazon left that out, because I use that all the time actually. These are the apps on the Nook. It basically comes with the same apps that the Nook Color came with. You have your chess, contacts, crosswords, your email app, music player, Hulu Plus, and you also have Netflix, Pandora, and Hulu Plus. I think, yeah, Hulu Plus is there. And you also have those on the Kindle, so you can actually watch Netflix, listen to Pandora, watch TV shows on Hulu Plus. Netflix works fine on both of them. I've had no problem with video really, either YouTube, Netflix, and of course with the Kindle you can also stream Amazon's streaming video. And if you're a member of the Amazon Prime, there's about 10,000 titles you can stream for free. Okay, and let me open a couple books so I can see what it's like reading on them. This is the default screen. You can, let me just make sure I have the brightness is all the way up. The Nook in the reading mode anyway, I mean normally it's just as bright I think as the Kindle. Actually, I don't see much difference in the screens. They're in the displays. They're both very good, very vibrant, and the colors are bright and sharp and everything, and the angle of view is very good. In the reading app, the Nook is not quite as bright, so it's actually a little bit easier to read perhaps, but you can adjust the brightness here. Okay, but for the video I have it all the way up. The Nook gives you more colors of background to choose from. So if your eyes are sensitive to light, which mine are, you will appreciate that. The Kindle only gives you 3. These are the sepia. There's of course a night mode. They both give you about the same size of largest size fonts. So if you need that, they're pretty well equal in that regard. And the Kindle's quite responsive. I'm tapping it at more of an angle there, so that's why it might appear like I have to tap a couple times, but it's actually quite responsive. Amazon gives you more fonts on the Kindle Fire than the Nook does. You have more typefaces to choose from. To look up a word, the Nook has these attractive little icons that come up. If you want to make a highlight, you just drag the bars at the end of the word or the beginning of the word. But from here you can make a highlight and note. You can share it on Facebook. You can look it up, or you can search. There's a search tool there. This is the dictionary if you want to look it up, and it gives you the complete definition. If it's longer than this window, you can scroll the window down. There's also a search field here. You can search in the dictionary, type a word into search, and there are icons here for looking the word up or the phrase or whatever in Google and Wikipedia. Now, the Kindle is a less attractive approach. It's just, okay, couldn't find a definition of that word. It's actually a Spanish word. There's a definition. If you want to see the full definition, you tap here and it takes you to that page. And there's a back button at the bottom you can backtrack with. Okay, you also can make notes, highlights. You can search within the book, Wikipedia, and Google. And I would say for social reading, probably the Nook is going to be stronger for things like sharing things. At the moment, anyway, I'm sure Amazon will be adding to their social reading suite. Now, one thing that Amazon hyped a lot in the beginning when they first announced the Fire was the web browser, that it was going to be very fast, and it's using it's associated with Amazon's web servers, and so that is supposed to help it to work much faster. And in actual practice, I found sometimes when I'm comparing the web browser speeds, sometimes one's faster, sometimes the other. I'm not seeing a really dramatic speed bump with the Silk browser. Okay, right now the Nook seems to be faster, and it's usually not that big a difference. I think it just depends on my Wi-Fi signal or something. But anyway, they're both browsers are quite fast and they're quite good. Pinch to zoom and pan around. You can open multiple tabs and things. Let me show you one thing here while I'm this is one complaint I have about the Fire is the keyboard. The keys are a little bit larger than that of the Nook, but the Nook spreads them out more. I make a lot of typos with the Kindle's keyboard because my fingers are kind of big, and the keys are just right next to each other. With the Nook, I don't have a problem, and also in the Kindle's in landscape mode, I don't have a problem. That's quite good, but I wish they would redesign the keyboard when it's in portrait mode. Let me just visit some of the same pages here and see if we can see any difference in the speed. Right now, Barnes & Noble seems to be faster. The Nook is faster, but I wouldn't put too much weight to that because, like I say, it varies. Sometimes the Nook's faster, sometimes the Fire's faster, but they're both quite good. Okay, usually the difference is not this dramatic. Okay, anyway, both browsers quite good. On the whole, I like both tablets. It's hard to choose one over the other in terms of which one I would recommend. I think it basically depends on which company you like doing business with, if where you have your content library, that type of thing. Now, the Nook does have some advantages, or at least what a lot of people will consider to be advantages in its specs. And for example, it has more onboard memory. It has 16 gigabytes versus 8 for the Kindle Fire. However, only 1 gigabyte of the Nook's memory can be used for content you don't actually buy at Barnes & Noble. And it also has a micro SD card slot, so you can expand that by putting 32 gigabyte cards in there. You can't do that with the Kindle. The Kindle's all about cloud memory, and I have to say it works fine for me. I can download documents or books, whatever, to my device as I need them. Otherwise, they're stored in the cloud. You can email your documents, your personal documents, to your Kindle address, and they'll go into your archive, and any notes or annotations you make on them are also stored in the archive. So you can download them as you need them to any of your Kindle devices or another device with a Kindle app on it. And that system works fine for me, but for some people it won't. And probably if you want to root if you're looking for something to root and make a low-cost Android tablet, then I'm thinking the Nook is probably going to be better for that. But they're both quite speedy. I've seen very few stability issues. On the whole, they're both quite nice. I prefer reading on an actual e-ink device, but there are times when the color is good, and also sometimes the backlight's good when you don't want to have a lamp on. And I've played games more on the Kindle than on the Nook, and they work quite well. Video works well, both YouTube and Netflix. They're both really great devices. The Kindle is about $50 cheaper, and I like it better just because, as you see, I have much more content from the Kindle store. And additionally, it just feels better when I hold it in one hand and use it in one hand.